Hello, everyone. Welcome to our special stream for Solidarity for Iran. Me, Irfan, Sabzipolo, and
I'm Nima, DJ How Are You?
we are joining together to have 2 hours of music and talk about Iran and some history of some of these songs that we're going to play, some songs associated with protest movement in Iran, and just generally from like this 100, more than even 100 years of Iranian people trying to get some agency from constitutional revolution till now. And after that, we would, for 1 hour, we would play these songs and say what we feel about them or what is our context and story about them. And then we would shift toward a more hopeful, optimistic side and we play some music for celebration, a hopeful future of Iran. And I give back mic to Nima if you want to say anything.
Yeah, exactly. So first part, as Erfan said, it will be like more historical and kind of like documentary style. And the second one will be like songs that if we would go to a free Iran and we would be able to play freely in the country itself, then we would like kind of songs that we would like to play there and party with the people, right? Yeah, and just like as an idea of manifesting a future, because often this is my conclusion to horrible incidents. My reaction is that I play more positive things or I create more positive art also or play positive music as an idea of manifesting um, good energy, healing energy, positive energy, and yes. And maybe you want to say a few songs about a few words about the first song, because the show, we decided today that we want to call it 100 Rubies, because for both of us we have this association with pomegranate seeds, that they are like kind of little jewels like rubies, and we thought it's a beautiful like metaphor somehow. And actually, there is a song with the like in Farsi, like from Iranian movie, which was the first movie you ever saw in a cinema when you were 1 year old. Maybe you want to say something.
Yeah, this song was from this movie called خواهران غریب, which is the stories of a two twin sister that they born, but their parent decide to divorce, and these two sisters they never met each other until later that they find each other. And this song, it's titled also Sad Dane Yaqut or 100 Rubies, and yeah, and pomegranate in Iranian culture, Persian culture has really a lot of symbolism associated with it, so many ceremonies related to pomegranate, and it has this really a special place. And we thought that it's a good way of calling this show. And yeah, this was the first movie my mom told me that I've been in a cinema. I don't have a memory of seeing it, but I was like 1 year old sitting with my mom in cinema watching this movie, which later when I was like more like older, still young, but this was one of my favorite movie because it has like child actor. The story is like revolving around children and so many music, really good music in the movie and super interesting. So we thought we give a beginning with this one.
Exactly. And we were realizing as we were talking about this film music that there's so much great Iranian film music that probably we already have an idea for a second show where we just will play like Iranian soundtracks or like movie soundtracks. Exactly. I've also watched the movie. It's really beautiful. I highly recommend it. What do you know the English name?
How you I doubt like qarib. I don't know how to translate that.
Strange Sisters,
Stranger Sisters, yeah.
something like this. And the director, do you know?
The director.
We will find it. We will Google it later and say during the set. But one more thing, we were talking about how funny it is that that was his first movie, and the first movie that I ever watched was Pokemon, the first movie. Like,
And
and
the
it's
first movie is in the title.
yeah, exactly. Like it was my first movie, but the movie itself literally is called Pokemon, the first movie. That was kind of funny. So, without further ado, let us get into the history lesson. We will start 120 years ago, 21 years ago. It was a song created during the Constitutional Revolution. And yeah, it's Erfan's selection. So let's maybe you can say a few words to it about it.
Yeah, this song is associated with the era of constitutional revolution in 1905 in Iran, which was the first attempt of Iranian people to get to some rights as citizen and to try to put some constraint on the monarchy establishment that was going for thousands of years in Iran, and which was at the beginning a successful attempt, but immediately after a few years, the next king start bombing the assembly, and this song is written. It's not a song that was written. It's like a poem ballad. I think if I want to translate it more correctly, written by Aref Qazvini at the time. And this version that I'm playing, it's like from a TV show that was airing many years ago in Iran, and they are singing this poem during another turbulent time in Iran during the invasion of British invasion during the Second World War in Iran, and people during the wedding, they are all singing this song together, and it's, to me, like, this is one of the really nice version. It doesn't have music on it because mostly people would sing it than just having music, but there are like many famous singers, Shajarian or so many other people have a version with music. So I would play this, and you can hear some dialogues of the movie in it too, so.
دارن آواز میخونن. صدای داماده، داداش من.
چه کج رفتاری ای چرخ، چه بد کرداری ای چرخ، سر کین داری ای چرخ، نه دین داری نه آیین داری نه آیین داری ای چرخ، نه دین داری نه آیین داری ای چرخ.
از خون جوان نان وطن لاله، جانم لاله، وطن لاله نمیده. از ماتم سر هدشان سر و جانم سر و خدا سر و خمیده.
آبند وکیلان و خرابند وزیران، بردند به یغما همه سیم و زر ایران، ما را نگذارند به یک خانه ویران. یا رب بستان داد فقیران ز امیران.
چه کج رفتاری ای چرخ، چه بد کرداری ای چرخ، سر کین داری ای چرخ، نه دین داری نه آیین داری نه آیین داری ای چرخ، نه دین داری نه آیین داری ای چرخ.
So strong.
از اشک همه
Yeah, you were just saying it's actually not so common. Like in the original version, the speaking part is not really part of the song, but because it was like a movie, kind like extracted. So, but you said that apparently it was a thing. Like people, when they were singing it, like amongst themselves, like in between, they would like say these things that are like kind of desire or wish for the future of Iran, for example.
And also contextualizing it with their current struggle, because this was written in 1905, but in the story of this movie, it's like 1940s, something around that time. So they are adding a bit of something like that.
Oh yeah. And before, when you were showing me this song, I was immediately saying like, it reminds me of my uncle singing. And you were saying in this movie, it's actually like these uncles, kind of like...
All the uncles and Dai, Amu, everyone sitting together. And this is a wedding scene but it's like really turbulent time, and everyone has this nationalistic urge. So this was the vibe at the time. So all the uncles in the wedding in the men's section, because it was a separate wedding in the past. Usually, still even in many families and Iran, they would do like separate gender wedding, and all the men are singing.
Yeah. I can relate to all of this. Every Iranian is like who has been to weddings and like bigger family gatherings can somehow relate. So now we will do a almost 50-year jump in history to 1953. There was a coup d'état, and we will get more into more historical detail in a bit about one Iranian song, which was actually a cover version of a Latin American song, which many of you probably know, Bésame Mucho, which I will also just play for a few minutes so you can see the connection, the similarity. But the Iranian version, it's called Maro Bebus, which means kiss me. Yeah. And it says like Maro Bebus, Baroy Akharin bar.
For the last time.
For the Baroy Akharin bar, for the last time, and after Baroy. We can translate after we play. Yeah, we knew the lyrics before. Now we have stage fright. So yeah, this first I will play the Iranian version. It's quite it's a really beautiful song. I've heard it hundreds of times at home. My dad plays it all the time. It's a really, really popular song, but it has even older origins. Like it used to be a poem, which was transformed into a song already like before what was his name?
Gol Naraghi.
Before Gol Naraghi sang the song, but he made the song really famous. But before there were also other versions which were known under other names, like Parvane, which means butterfly. But like exactly. And for the historical context, maybe already a few words.
Yeah, during this coup d'etat that Nima was talking about, there was a prime minister in Iran at the time that they nationalized the oil industry in Iran, and this led to a foreign intervention of US and Britain to topple their government, and
So they would keep on doing
so they can still keep doing the normal the past deal they had with the oil industry in Iran, British Iranian petroleum industry. And then this prime minister of Iran at the time, they trialed him, sent him to exile, and he was a really popular figure at the time in Iran. And this song associated with his supporter, like mourning the loss of him, missing him, and really became more popular among the people who were sympathizing with the prime minister Mossadegh at the time. And it doesn't have a clearly like political tone to it, but this association has been made during that time with it. So I think we can.
The original poet was also like political activist.
Yeah.
And also, you were saying that the people like contextualized it, like, and kind of because their loved ones were being imprisoned, and they were kind of mourning about their like not being able to see them anymore, and all of a sudden this song also had a more deeper meaning, because it means like, yeah, kiss me for the last time.
Before I don't see you.
Yeah, before I go and see my destiny, and kind of, yeah. So it became, it's often like this, that like some songs doesn't all like originally have a political like weight, but during like a certain incident, it becomes all of a sudden symbolic and metaphorical for a certain situation. So let's hit it.
مرا ببو برای آخرین بار تو را خدا نگه دار که می روم به سوی سرنوشت بهار ما گذشته گذشته ها گذشته منم به جستجوی سرنوشت
So yeah, that was the Maro Bebus. And next I will play the Besame Mucho. I apparently forgot to pull the version that I wanted, the more original version of Besame Mucho. I think I have a bit newer version now, but I will just play it so you get an idea of which song I'm talking about. I'm sure many people know this song.
Bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho. Tenerte y perderte después. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame mucho, que tengo miedo tenerte y perderte después. Quiero tenerte muy cerca, mirarme en tus ojos, verte junto a mí. Que tal vez mañana ya estaré muy lejos de ti.
Yeah, so this is Bésame Mucho. This version is by Cesaria Evora. And the thing is about these songs, like, because the Iranian version and the connection to this Latin American version, it's not always very like official and clear, like if it actually originated from this, but as the lyrics are actually related, they're going in a similar direction, like kiss me a lot, I think. I don't know exactly, I don't speak Spanish, but something in this direction. But that's like a big thing like that needs to be mentioned during this show, is that most of the songs, or many of the songs, are like not officially, like there's no official author, and they were like often like published anonymously because the people risked like their own security and their lives, literally, because some people were like executed or they had to flee the country. So it was not really very smart to like tell the world that the song was made by you. So that's I think important thing to keep in mind, that often we don't know the original author of certain songs, Iranian songs. Yes. So now we will kind of move on in history.
So we get to almost like 70s now, and the last few years of Pahlavi dynasty at the time in Iran. That was the songs that I chose for this part, for my section, is a song by Farhad Mehrad, which is like a super famous Iranian singer. He was part of different groups, Black Hats at like 60s, but later he developed like a really different career, solo career, super interesting. And this song is, the lyrics is from Shamlu, which is another super famous Iranian poet, that the picture that it draw for you, it's like really the dark era of like a surveillance regime that constantly monitors you, and the people are really sad and depressed. The imagery of the songs and the music is so dark to me, and really big connotation to what's happening right now in Iran, for me especially. And the delivery of Farhad voice is so strong, and the song was banned during the time when it was released. Immediately all the copies were cleared, but the effect was there and people really loved it. And it's also produced by Sfandiar Monfaredzadeh, which is really great Iranian composer. So we can listen to this together.
کوچه ها باریکند و کونا بسته است، خونه ها تاریکند، تاقا شکسته است، از صدا افتاده تار و کمونچه مرده میبرن کوچه به کوچه. نگاه کن مرده ها به مرده نمیرن، حتی به شمع جون سپرده نمیرن، شکل فانوسیان که اگه خاموشه واسه نف نیست هنو یه عالم نفتوشه. جماعت من دیگه حوصله ندارم، به خوب امید و از بد گله ندارم. گرچه از دیگرون فاصله ندارم، کاری با کار این قافله ندارم.
So this was Farhad Shabane, which really heavy songs. The next one thing in this era of Iran that had really gained momentum was leftist movements in Iran start producing anthems and revolutionary protest songs with really simple arrangement, not like a pop song music, but more like sync with a choir group and this type of thing. And there is this songs that we decided to play it first. It's based on this folk song, The Sailor Man of Volga River, which was for some time also the national anthem of Soviet Union. If I played, everyone know. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Polishke Pole. I'm not sure. Sorry for pronunciation, but we would play it and then we talk about.
Last year, 2025, I visited a very small Iranian film festival in Munich, and there was this a new version of this song, like a new world version. It was also from before the revolution, by like it's kind of like communist anthems. Like it was adapted by who was it adapted? You said.
Which one you mean?
Communistic songs. You said there were many of this kind of.
There were two cassette tapes. شراره‌های آفتاب, سعید سلطان.
But there were like many of this kind, like these kind of like, because if you were opposing the king, you were like the intellectuals were mostly like communists, right?
Communist and the Islamists.
And the Islamist and leftist and exactly. So there's this whole album, and this song which is in this album is like mashup actually of two different communist songs, Iranian one, and it was a soundtrack of this movie that I watched recently. It's I can highly recommend it. Unfortunately I forgot the name. It's about like mainly children who are forced also not too long ago. I think it's kind of up to date. It's quite recent, that are like forced to collect garbage and sell it for money, and it's kind of like these little like all kinds of garbage gangs that live all across the country. They're kind of living in these trash yards in little flats, and they just walk around the city with these huge bags. And yeah, I can highly recommend it. But it was the soundtrack to this movie, so I will just play it. And in this song, like one part is like originated from a different song, and the second part, like you will hear it in between, is the same melody as what we were hearing just now.
Yeah, I think everyone could hear the mixing of two songs, and the Volga River songs and the other one, like really nice combination. So chronologically speaking, in 1979, the revolution happened with really different, various underlying cause. Among them, which started really, I think, around 20 years before, there was this white revolution, and 15 years, these land reforms in Iran start happening, which meant like the main reason was to fear of communism was everywhere. So the Shah at the time started to implementing some policies to give land back to people from the owner class, from the land owner class. But also this made a system that was going on for decades and like centuries collapse, and so many people became landowner with no other resources to control, to manage their land. You need money to like cultivate your land, to harvest your land. They just had now a land on their name with no assets or no anything. And this caused like really mass unemployment. So many farmers, so many people had lost their land in the end. They had to sell it again back to the landowner, that they got the land back, and the system that was supporting each other was collapsed, and these people moved to capital city for a job, but also the capital didn't have capacity to deal with all this new migration, and so many people start living in the slums around the big cities, and the poverty in Iran was really a big issue at the time, something that people might not speak a lot about. But also, like, there were other progress and development in certain aspects of the country, but also these underlying causes made people unite against, like, around one cause. And the revolution, the leftist forces, Islamist forces, all bandwagon on these people, and the revolution succeeded. And after that, there was like 2 years of, like 2 years of time that the country had some chance of freedom before the power was consolidated again in the hands of Islamists, and the leftists were mass executed or any other opposition. And then the war started with Iraq for 8 years. That again, that was another factor that consolidated power more in Iran. And I think I can give mic back to Nima. I talked a lot.
No, thank you so much. And I just want to add a few details, like just to help to imagine, like the shift in the country during though like 7-8 years during this white revolution or after the white revolution, like where the people moved from the countryside to the city, to the slums, which was like really the like really hardcore poverty. And you have to imagine, like during 7-8 years, at the beginning there were like 30% of the population living in the cities of Iran and around 70% on the countryside. And during 78 years it shifted to 50%, 50%, which is a lot. Which is really a lot of people. Another cause, which also is good to mention, is like this big party that the king threw in the desert, where he invited people like leaders from all around the world, like Haile Selassie and all kinds of people, and spent like millions. Like the estimation is very vague, like between $20 million to up to $200 million. And it's like, if you can watch a documentary on it, and it's really crazy. It's like the biggest party in history, it's called. It was like 2,500 years after like the establishment of Persia, basically. Persian monarchy. And he kind of wanted to embody himself as like the reincarnation of the ancient kings. And the country was like really upset, like, you don't have money for us and for the well-being of us people, but you can spend like this silly amount of money on something so like posh. And that's exactly why there are all these like communist movements, which is like for the people, kind of like and against capitalism, basically. So yeah. And before we said we would maybe put one song in between, so we don't speak too much at one point, but we will get more into detail to the history context, which what like about the situation after the revolution, after 79. We will say a few words.
Yeah, this song is, in terms of like how music-wise, is a bit different from the previous one that we played. It's by Ebi, called, the title is Iran. I think it's released 1-2 years after the revolution, when most of these group of Iranian artists left Iran and went to exile, live in exile in the US. And yeah, we can listen to the song and then we can continue our discussion.
The song is called Iran.
فریادشان این بود پاینده باد ایران برادری این سو در جوخه آتش آن سو رفیق خلق بالاتر از آتش در زیر بارانه گلوله های پدران پاشیده بر این خان قطره هزاران بار برادر سرباز آن که کنون باز ای کاش پیش از این از خواب بد میخواست اگر تفکر خلق چون آن برادر بود تاریخ ما امروز به شکل دیگر بود.
Okay. It always pains a bit to interrupt these beautiful songs. We would love to play all of them in more detail, but we have a bit of a program that we want to follow, so we want to squeeze in all the infos and songs that we prepared. So I would just jump to the next one. It's called Barpachis. Or maybe the title is longer, but I forgot. But it starts with Barpachis, and it's like a cover version, kind of, or inspired by a Latin American song. To be precise, I can just read the Wikipedia summary of El Pueblo Unido. Maybe some people know this. The title of the song was taken from a speech by Colombian political leader Jorge Eliezer, I hope I'm Gaitan, in the 1940s. I'm sorry for the pronunciation. The phrase was later adopted by popular unity protesters during the socialist government of Chilean President Salvador Allende in the early 1970s. Well, anyway, it's like definitely a song of people, like a people's movement, kind of, and against oppression also, if I understand correctly. And this song was also aired on the radio in Iran, like the Iranian version. It was right after, one moment. Yeah, like in 1979, like leftist partisans, so actually like fighters, took over the radio station, the central radio station, and for around 1 to 3 weeks, they were like playing music, kind of, leftist, communist also songs, and kind of like people like to give power to the people, kind of. And after 2 months approximately, Khomeini placed a new head chef in the radio, so this was not possible anymore. But for that short period of time, this song was played for around 10 times a day. So I don't know what I should play first, the Spanish, the original version. So first the original version, and then I will play the Iranian version. So here we go. Here's El Pueblo Unido jamás será vencido.
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. De pie cantar que vamos a triunfar. Avanzan ya banderas de unidad y tú vendrás marchando junto a mí y así verás tu canto y tu bandera florecer la luz
la 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 la. Yes, so that was the Latin American version, and now comes the Iranian version.
برپاخیز از جاکن بنای کاخ دشمن برپاخیز از جاکن بنای کاخ دشمن برپاخیز از جاکن بنای کاخ دشمن شد در جهان قیود بندگی اگر فتن به پای مردمی به دست توست به رأی مشت توست رهایی جهان ز طوق جور و ظلم به پا کنیم قیام مردمی رها شویم ز قید بندگی چو در جهان قیود بندگی اگر فتن به پای مردمی به دست تو به رأی مشت تو رهایی جهان ز طوق جور و ظلم به پا کنیم قیام مردمی رها شویم ز قید بندگی همپاییم همراهیم همرزمیم همسازیم جان برکرد برخیزیم برخیزیم پیروزیم برپاییم از جاکن بنای کاخ دشمن برپاییم از جاکن بنای کاخ دشمن به هر کجا نشان ز ثروت است ز فاصله تلاش کارگر است زمین همین ز رنج ورزگار.
Yes, so you saw the connection, I'm sure. It's very, yeah, similar to the original, the melody. So just because I really realized today that there is a strong connection, like somehow, at least metaphorically, but also like actually to the Prague Spring in '68. I would like to just try to pull a bridge, to draw a bridge. And well, some Iranians call this time, these 2 years after '79, the Iranian Spring. So it was like a time where things were kind of like open and also hopeful that change is there, and people were playing also certain music and airing, and there was like this kind of era of hope. And I was talking to my father, and we were like comparing it to the Prague Spring, because there was also like these 5 months. I mean, we're in Prague. I don't want to lecture you. You all know it better than us, probably, your own history. But it was like just important. It's important to mention, just to say how important radio and media was as a tool for transformation and to reach the people and to kind of do propaganda, or like to kind of also like create a sense of collectivity and power, and against like feeling powerless. So in Prague, for example, you could find also vinyls only on black markets. Like music was kind of like politicized, as in Iran as well. And at some point, the Soviet military came and brought order back to this loose and free Prague, kind of. I'm sorry, it's very vague history, talk, but and the radio was actually kind of a main target. It was above the Wenceslav Square, and they were like, as I understood, they were shooting people, and anyway, people were streaming illegally, like from secret like radio stations in apartments or wherever. Like they had like found methods that they can still stream even if the radio station is occupied. So like you would literally like risk your life just like by playing music, and it's just a reminder of how important and powerful music and poems have always been in history in many countries. And yes, the radio was the voice of the people. So here we are, radio, voice of the people. Exactly. And anything else? No. Now we want to come back to the present, kind of, more or less, at least the past years, and kind of make it more human and more relatable also, because because there are many, like a few songs or few incidents, or actually also right now in Iran, music is playing a very important role as people, while they are mourning on the graves, they are singing cheerful music and dancing music, just as a statement against the Islamic government that we don't want to mourn the way that you want us to mourn, because you are taking our people, then why should we mourn the way you want us after you killed them? So they just play dancing music just as a form of resistance. There's crazy videos how thousands of people are around graves, and just like basically on the first sight it looks like they're partying, but when you listen closely, they're actually crying and like are devastated about the situation, but they don't want to give up. And there are a few songs that we like, two songs that we want to play. Will you want to start or shall I start?
You can start.
Yeah. So there is one popular song by it was, wait, I have to find it. It's the like one girl. There was a video that was really popular. It was going around in the media by Nika Shokarami, and she was singing like this very classical song, which is called Sultan Qalbha, and this song is like soundtrack of a movie that both Erfan and me we know, and it's like a very like nostalgic movie for both of us. As we both saw it already in our children days, you saw it plenty of times, and there's like this children character again in the movie, so it's more relatable for children. And I also saw it as a child, and it was like very like my father also like always loved to play it. We watched it various times, and there is like official, like this song is very popular also, and is also being sung by many classical singers. So it's a really Iranian classic, but this original version of the song is like of the movie, like the actual like sound from the movie. I extracted the whole movie, so I could play like these three parts that are like that appear in this movie. And wait, I just have to find it. This is this one. This is this one. And yeah, maybe you want to say like why it's now like because Nika Shokarami.
Yeah, like this part of the show, we decided to play some songs that necessarily not produced for protest or for resistance, but the way people consume that songs or used it in occasions made them really like gain this new context. And in this case, there was a video of one of the victims of the Jina protest in Iran, Women Life Freedom, few years back, that there was this girl Nika Shakarami that's singing this song Sultan Qalbha, and the video was really like got circulated everywhere, and people were seeing like a young girl singing this and hearing the horrible story that what happened to her in detention and after like during the crackdown. And it was like, yeah, the reason we are gonna play it is just to move away from these songs that are produced by like ideological groups or something. This is how just people associated these songs with certain hardships, certain protest movements in Iran.
And just a short note about the version that I'm going to play. It's not actually the song Sultan Qalbha, because in this movie it's being like played again and again. It's like the soundtrack of the movie, but the actors themselves, they're singing themselves. And there's this scene where the child is singing the song, but in a different version. Like the original version, Sultan Qalbha means like Sultan of the Hearts. But this child, like there's a big version in the beginning where the father is singing, instead of Sultan of the Hearts, he's saying like car driving, machine savari, savari. And then this version of the child is my personal favorite version, where she's singing like something like in this world, everybody is earning money in their own way, and it's like a very pure and beautiful version. And I would just like to play it for you. It's like straight out of the movie.
So yeah, this movie is also super nostalgic for me, and thank you, Nima. The next songs that I wanna play is a song that was, I think, made in early 2000 in Iran, inside Iran, by some unknown singer at the time. But the way it got resurfaced again was again during the Jina protest in Iran, Zan Zandagi Azadi, that one of the again victims that got arrested, and I think he got. There are so many names these days coming from protesters in Iran that they are in detention or are in the list to be executed, that really it's hard to keep track. But it was one of the people at the time that got executed, and people found his Instagram and found like how much he liked this song, and this song became such a resurface because at the time that was released was super popular. I remember these songs when I was a kid. It was like a really emo, dark songs of love song of the time. But again, after 20 years, so many people even forget who was this singer, who is this guy that sang it. And he also came back to social media after this song got viral again and declared some level of like solidarity with people who are listening to this song again. And yeah, this song was found on the Instagram page of the victim that I forgot the name, unfortunately. And every time I listen to it, I cannot like not see the image of this person in these fake trials that they just were there, and like it's really horrible scenes to even put someone into these like fake trials and tell them super young people with so much hope for life and everything. And yeah, I would just play it. It's really still a sad song beside even the context added to it, but let's listen.
تو بودم کرده نگو این دل دوریه عشق تو باور کرده دل من خسته از این دست به دعا بردن همه آرزوام با رفتن تو مردن حالا من یه آرزو دارم تو سینه که دوباره چشم من تو رو ببینه حالا من یه آرزو دارم تو سینه واسه پیدا کردنت تن به دل صحرا میدم آخه تو رنگ چشات قیمت دنیا رو دیدم توی هفت آسمون تو تک ستاره منی به خدا ناز دو چشماتو به دنیا نمیدم حالا من یارتون دارم تو سینه که دوباره چشم من تو را ببینه حالا من یارتون دارم تو سینه که دوباره چشم من تو را ببینه دوباره دل هوای باسا بودن کرده نگو این دل دوری عشق تو باور کرده دل من خسته از این دست به دعاها بردن همه آرزوها با رفتن تو مردن همه آرزوها با رفتن تو مردن حالا من یه آرزو دارم تو سینه که دوباره چشم من تو رو ببینه حالا من
So yeah, this was the song that I wanted to play. So for the next part of the show, we said 1 hour we would go through these protest-related songs and resistance songs, and for the next chapter, we wanted to play some more for an optimistic, hopeful future that we can be in an Iran that is free from all these issues and problems we talked about, and also the way Nima phrased it, the songs that he want to party in Iran too, and he's excited to play these songs. So we can start with the songs that Nima chose. If you want to say something.
Yes, sorry, we just a friend came here and she didn't find the entrance, so we wanted to make sure she comes back. Yeah, she's coming. Okay, she will call. So the first song I'm gonna play for which I would love to play for more Iranian people especially, but just in general, one of my all-time favorite songs ever. It's called Persian Love. And Persian Love was composed by Holga Chukai. And Holga Chukai used to be a band member of the famous band Can. And if I understood correctly, he was born in Poland, but he had to leave when he was 6 years old. They were forced to leave for some reasons. So he also has this migrational sadness in him, which was suddenly have to move from your home, or kind of this identity question as he had growing up. I mean, at least that's my interpretation, because I can relate to Iranian born and raised in Germany, blah blah blah, with all the things that come with it. And what Holga Chukai did in just a very brief introduction to his musical practice is that he had a lot of radio machines and taping machines and receiving devices with which he could receive radio waves from distant areas. So he could actually he was listening to Iranian radio, which is very rare for that time. I don't know what time it was when he produced the song exactly. I forgot. But for his time, it was pretty special. If you see documentaries of his home, it's full of these crazy machines, because he was working in news agencies. And he created this song using sampling Persian radio waves, where it sounds a bit like Shajarian, but high pitched, or it's in this style of singing at least. but he adds his own like very colorful touch to it. And for me personally, as an Iranian born and raised in Germany, as I'm not fully German and not fully Iranian somehow, as just by the way of my upbringing, in this song I somehow feel like something is united, which is like normally not so often united, and it's something like because of that reason is very healing for me, and I feel like I feel like so heard or seen, like it makes so much sense that this song exists somehow. But at the same time it can be discussed like that this is like cultural appropriation and so on. But in my opinion, I'm very happy that he appropriated the song and he created this song, because it's like every time I listen to this, I feel like my heart is healing a bit. So yeah, listen to it.
چون برآوردیم با عشقش دم فرو بستیم دم فرو بستیم همدم
غم ساختیم بار دیگر ز آتش غم سوختیم
Just talking to Nima a while ago before we started the stream that it's been a while I'm listening to Korean music, and especially 70s and 80s Korean pop music and ballads and like all sorts of things that were produced at the time. And for some reason I feel like I haven't heard these songs before, but some of them like speaks to me in a really specific way. The melody sounds familiar that I can immediately predict where this song's gonna go, which was something so unusual because I wasn't ever thinking of listening to like dig into Korean music to see, and it always seems like a foreign culture with so much differences. But the more I'm looking into their history and their lifestyle, their culture, there are so many similarities with the culture in Iran. How even in terms of being conservative society, super like focused on like specific things that it's beyond the subject of this radio show, but there are so many similarities, and I was looking for the lyrics of some of these songs. Also, the type of symbolism with nature they use for talking about their deep, intense emotion through these like natural elements, phenomenon. It's like so, like it was like a big door open for me, and I'm still like every day like listen to something and find new songs, and I already collected so many beautiful songs, and I would play one of them that really I like. And I think the title is like it's about like longing, like mourning for your 20s, your as an age. So I would play it.
동역에 해 뜰 때 어머님 날라시고 귀엽던 나가야 내 인생 시작됐네 12살 시절엔 꿈이 서 좋았네 새별의 눈동자로 별을 해던 시절 커피를 알았던 낭만을 찾던 20살 시절에 나는 사랑했네 너밖에 몰랐던 너만을 그리며 마음과 마음이 주고받던 미러 둘이는 마음이 변해서 서로가 냉정하게 돌아져 버렸네 새파란 하늘처럼 그렇게 살리라 앞날을 생각하며 인생을 생각하리
One thing about Korean music that is making me so sad is like most of the people just associate it with modern K-pop and how like oversaturated it is, and they just like don't give it a chance to like go a bit back to the history, and maybe even that modern K-pop makes sense to them a bit. But yeah, it's interesting to me, and I would love to record something specific, like to draw some connection of some songs between some of these Korean songs I hear and some Iranian one. But we can, listen to the last 20 seconds and go to the next song.
앞날을 생각하며 인생을 생각하리
So next I would play Iranian song from a similar time period as as the song that we heard. Just like to draw a parallel a bit, like musically. It's by Abbas Mehpouya, Divane Bud in Del.
این جهان تنها خدا داده مرا رنجیده گر پس که شود قلبم رها از جام این غمهای جان آخر چرا با درد و غم دل آشنا شد دیوانه بود این دل دیوانه بود این دل چرا دیوانه تر شد چون مرغکی بی بال و پر تنهای تنها در سینه سرد فراموشی رها شد دیوانه بود این دل دیوانه بود این دل چرا دیوانه تر شد آخر دلم پژمرده شد افسرده شد چون شاخه ای افتاد در دامان آتش در شعله سوزنده غمها فنا شد دیوانه بود این دل دیوانه بود این دل چرا دیوانه تر شد آخر دلم پژمرده شد افسرده شد چون شاخه ای افتاده در دامان آتش در شعله سوزنده غمها فنا شد دیوانه بود این دل دیوانه بود این دل چرا دیوانه تر شد
I really loved Merpuya and this song was so beautiful. He was a really unique character in music in Iran. He traveled a lot and came back in Iran and produced so many different kind of music with Indian influence. Exactly. More even sometimes East than East. Like he went to India, lived in India for some years, to Ravi Shankar. He was like learning from him. Really? Yeah. Wow. And the next one that I want to play, it's like a bit different vibe. It's from my teenage years. I was like 10 years old when these songs came out, and I clearly remember it was a new year in Iran, and this music video was out in the satellite channels that it would shows these music videos, and I was blown away. What is this? Why he sings in Farsi but nothing about it sounds like Iranian music I've ever heard, and he even sings it a bit differently, and the music video was so like brand new for the time, so I would stop talking and just playing it.
تیکه تیکه کردی دل منو سر به سرم نزا دیگه تیکه تیکه کردی دل منو سر به سرم نزا دیگه میخوامت تیکه تیکه بردی دل منو در به درم کردی تو رو میخوامت تیکه تیکه کردی دل منو سر به سرم نزا دیگه میخوامت تیکه تیکه بردی دل منو در به درم کردی تو رو میخوامت تیکه تیکه کردی دل منو تیکه تیکه بردی دل منو
Woo! Fucking Arash. I would have never thought that we will listen to Arash today. He's such a legend. I had this whole album. We both had it as a teenager, like on our MP3s, and I was listening to it every week, every day. I was listening. I knew all the lyrics.
And one crazy thing to this day I still don't understand. This was his first album, and as the first album, he collaborated with Ebi as an unknown kid, like living in Sweden. Like, I don't know, was it industry plant or what? Like, suddenly he showed up with a full banger album with singing with the most famous Iranian singer of the time.
Exactly, and it was a really big thing. Like, there was this Boro Boro, which Boro Boro was like the massive, like, global hit. And all of a sudden, all like friends and relatives, they were calling each other, like Iranians, and saying like, there's an Iranian on Viva, there's an Iranian on MTV, like everywhere in television, like there's an Iranian, he's singing Iranian. No one could believe it. It was amazing.
No, I've seen some video. Arash was a weekly guest in some Polish TV show, like Sing With Me, that you have to guess the lyrics. Arash is there with some Polish girl dancing, like belly dancing, and Arash is a weekly guest there. It's like crazy.
Okay, yeah, this was a very interesting short trip to Arash. As I said, didn't expect that, but it makes complete sense. And I also really want the record now. I'm really jealous. Next, I will do a really big jump, like musically, and we will go to Jamaica, to the origins of music of today. Like, much of pop music derives from dub, they say. And it had a big influence on all kinds of genres. So, and the godfather of dub, I mean, that's what the people say, is Lee Scratch Perry. And Lee Scratch Perry, for those who don't know this grandmaster, he, for example, gave reggae to Bob Marley. He produced so much music. Like, I just remember, like, when I was looking on Discogs, normally, like, even really popular and really productive bands have like 80 releases maximum. That's already really productive life if you have like 80. And if you go on Lee Scratch Perry on releases, it's like 524 or something, like 530. It's like crazy. It was like every day going to the studio and producing all kinds of reggae bands, and like worked also together with Paul McCartney and Linda McCartney, also with what's his name? Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones. Keith Richards, I think. He came to Jamaica and they produced a song together. And the funny thing, like, he was really a crazy man. Like, if you look into his like personality and his like photos, like, you can already just see from like everything is like decorated. His red, like his beard is like red. His whole hair is red, and he like always dressed full of like all kinds of chains and stuff stuck onto his cappy. Like, yeah, he even has like mirrors inside of his hat, like, and like just his whole character is such a like spacey. Like, he also says himself, like, there's this rock in said himself, he's already dead, unfortunately, rest in power, but there's this rock in Jamaica where he like says like he claims that he flew on this rock from space onto Earth, and then he brought music kind of to this planet in his own way. Well, I don't know. I can highly recommend to get into his music. And most of the songs that he plays, it's just like freestyled. He just comes to the studio and he just takes the microphone and he just starts like talking. He doesn't really like write, or he didn't really write or prepare the lyrics, as far as I understood. that's also a reason why he can produce so much, because he was just always ready. So this song is called "It's All Right," and you might recognize some parts of it, like from a Bob Marley track, like "It's all right, got to be all right." So this is "It's All Right" by Lee Scratch Perry, the one and only, the upsetter.
Called up if you sing for me. Come here, what is ready? Come sing this song for me.
Original.
Don't you muck around.
Jamaica production.
Come here, Bucket. Come and sing this song for me. Don't you muck around, I'm not a junkie. Sun shall not smite me by day, nor the moon by night. Everything that I do shall be up full and right, 'cause it's all right. Oh yeah, it got to be all right. Yes, it's all right. Oh yeah, it's gotta be all right. Sun shall not smite me by day, not the moon by night. Everything that I do shall be up full and right. It's all right. Oh yeah, it's gotta be all right. Oh, it's all right. Yeah, it's gotta be all right. Dub fashion, dub master, dub teacher, dub preacher, dub organizer. I'm saying to use sun should not smite me by day, not the moon by night. Everything that I do shall be up full and right. This is all right. Gotta be all night, it gotta be all night. Read him in the morning, read him in the evening, read him in the night, read him at sunlight. Gotta be all night. This is just a dub, you understand? This is high fashion. Dub master, dub teacher, dub preacher. Teach the children 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm on my way to heaven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. I'm on my way to heaven. Ocean 11. And Broadway.
So first, like, we have to give some, what do you call this? Like, we are sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, we just realized that in the first part of the stream, we didn't play anything from female singers in Iran, despite the fact that there were some. I already had some for the later period of time, some anthem by Afghan women that we didn't get to that part to play them. We had limited time. But also in this part that we started yet, we didn't play, and we just realized that we were just focused on different things. But I'm going to break that after Nima mentioned it with Iranian female singer Suzan Roshan, which Nima didn't know, but she's like in 80s, in the after revolution era, that the artist moved to Los Angeles. She was born and raised there, I think. Or even if it was... Yeah.
Even if what?
Even if she was born in Iran, I think she moved really at a young age to US.
Yeah, lots of people also call Los Angeles Tehrangeles because there's so many Iranians that migrated there. Other hotspot is Toronto, which is called Tehranto. And actually, I also moved to Tehrangeles when I was 7 years old. Like, I celebrated my 7th birthday in Tehrangeles. So I'm looking forward to another person who moved to Los Angeles at young age to hear their music.
Yeah, this is classic 80s, I think, but it was released in 90s, but the music style is more 90s. It's just like this type of synth pop got to Iranian musician a bit later.
くなったわ。でもいいの、スペアはたくさんあるし。
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Just for a quick context, just one more time. I think we mentioned it at the beginning, but just to realize, like, lots of songs are not per se illegal in Iran, but the act of like dancing together in public, especially like mixed genders, are like it's like kind of illegal, and people do like illegal raves in the desert or like in houses of people like yeah.
Yeah, last few years even it's been like crazy. It's been like more common, still illegal, but like you find like people like party every weekend, and all these like secret venues have a like weekly lineup. They would release, they sell tickets. There's like security to some extent for them, that it's safe you go, and safe in terms of like not police would raid it.
Or have connection also.
Yeah, they have some connection. Yeah, they would have some deals, or they would go slightly a bit farther than the city center or somewhere. But it's becoming so, and doesn't matter really what social class you have. Like in the past, when I was still in Iran, it was really limited to certain class, certain level of income of people, certain category, artsy people, or I don't know, a bit upper class. But now there is like more open. There are different these type of rave parties for every style of music. Even like, yeah, it's crazy development. But again, everything in the past few months has been shattered, and none of this happening.
So just a reminder, these are all songs that we would love to like just play and be free, and just like as we can play them here casually and no one would like wonder, and people are like, it's not my type of song or something. Like just playing most of this music and actually dancing together is already an act of massive like rebellion, kind of like a really courageous act. Yeah, this next song I found in Vienna, in this collection of a famous, like a really amazing vinyl collector. He used to have a record shop, Boom Boom Records. Now he's selling vinyls like online and in his home. Alaska Al Tropical on Instagram, Albi Donauer, I think. And yeah, this is a vinyl postcard, and I really like this song because it's kind of very different to what I know. Like I don't know something that's so similar to this. You can give it a listen.
I once met a girl I really liked.
Weird lyrics.
She was old and I was young, but these numbers lied. While her head was full of shit, her heart it was alright. Oh yeah, I really tried, but no fucking way. She's sick, but
So for the next song, I wanna like play one song that is like so memorable for me. It's super obvious songs, but when I was kid, my mom showed me some of their video footage, like from their handy cam of the parties they were doing in Iran at the time when she was a teenager, and what music they were listening, and they had to be super secretive partying and that time, because that was the peak of like constraint in social individual freedom in Iran. My mom even telling me like they couldn't wear even white socks going to schools or anything. Like it was like a crazy era. Jeans has to be imported from foreign countries, and yeah, I would put, yeah, you can put it, put the sides of the, no, you're my heart, you're my soul. And I remember these songs from, yeah, from this video handy cam footage that my moms would show me from their house parties of the time, that always Modern Talking was in most of these videos. And Modern Talking to me was like, wow, this is the most like crazy like party songs that I heard as a kid when I was seeing those videos. And my mom also doesn't listen much to foreign like English music, but this, it's from their 80s in Iran when they were like doing house parties. So let's give it a...
So we're actually listening to Ditabul now. To the original. Oh my god, I would have not thought that we will listen to Ditabul. Let's go. It's on 45.
You're my soul.
I keep it shining everywhere I go. You're my heart, you're my soul. I'll be holding you forever, stay with you together. You're my heart, you're my soul. Yeah, I'm feeling that I love you, bro. You're my heart, you're my soul. That's the only thing I really know.
Yeah, this one really dedicated to my mom and her friend Shiva, and I was remembering like they were in these videos, so crazy.
Let's close the door and believe my burning heart. Feeling alright, come on, open up your heart. I'll keep the candles burning, let your body melt in mine. I'm living in my dreams. You're my heart, you're my soul. I'll keep it shining everywhere I go. You're my heart, you're my soul. I'll be holding you forever, stay with you together. You're my heart, you're my soul. Yeah, I'm feeling that I love you, bro. You're my heart, you're my soul. That's the only thing I really know. You're my heart,
You're my soul.
yeah, I'm feeling that I love you, bro.
You're my heart. You're my soul.
That's the only thing I really know. You're my heart, you're my soul.
Okay, and our show is almost over. We have 3 more minutes, and I will play one last song. It's by El Shab Arab, I think a project with Hamid El Shaeri. The song is called La Khan. I'm not sure how to pronounce La Khan. And actually a Sicilian, Venezuelan friend of mine showed me this song. But this song is really a banger, and I would just want to dance to this song with everyone in the world. And yeah, don't forget to, dancing for distracting is good, but I also think it's good to like always be conscious of the freedom that we have, and that it's not possible everywhere to dance freely, and just use it kind of as a tool for manifesting freedom, and just do it consciously. Yeah, you want to say anything, like goodbye words?
Yeah, thank you so much, Nemo, for inviting me to do this with you. It was really nice to, because I really don't much talk about like this type of thing with people around me, except really few close circle of friends. But this one was really nice to even like we sit down together for a few hours, prepare, talk about, go through some history, and show us some music to each other. So it was really like a meditative at the same time, like energizing, manifesting, getting hopeful, getting sad, but all feeling emotion together, which was really nice. And thank you again.
Yeah, thank you. Give me a hug. And also, just so you know, I asked him like, I don't know, 4 days ago if we want to do this together, and you immediately said yes. So just appreciate the spontaneous, results that we brought. So let's play the Lokan, and one more time, thank you. It was nice. Thank you to everyone who's listened and will be listening, and have a good life. Freedom to the people.
لو كان الصبر يطفي ناري تعود البسمة ونبوح بأسراري يمضي ويتعدى
And don't forget to join us on Mazopus tomorrow at Tochna at 1 o'clock. The gathering starts. At 3 we start the carnival. At 19:30 we start the party with Priam. Both of us are gonna play there. Julia is also gonna play there. And yes, come and party with us the whole night, the whole day. Yallah. Thank you.